In today's world, we create huge amounts of information every single day. Every time you buy something online, use your phone, or watch a video, you are creating data. Companies now have more information than ever before about their customers, their products, and their operations. But having all this data is not enough. The real power comes from understanding what it all means. This is where business analytics comes in. It is like having a special map that shows a company the best way to go. Without it, a business is just guessing what its customers want or how it can improve. Business analytics is the process of using data, technology, and statistics to help companies make smarter decisions. Think of it as a detective for business. It looks at all the clues, the data, to find answers to important questions. For example, a company might want to know which products are selling the most, or why some customers stop buying from them. Business analytics helps find these answers by looking for patterns and trends in the information. This allows leaders to move away from making decisions based on feelings or guesses, and instead use real facts to guide their choices, leading to better outcomes for everyone involved. The importance of business analytics has grown immensely because businesses today are more competitive than ever. Companies need to find every advantage they can to succeed. By understanding their data, they can operate more efficiently, which means they can save money and reduce waste. They can also understand their customers on a much deeper level, allowing them to create products and services that people truly want and need. This creates a stronger relationship between the company and its customers, which is essential for long-term success in a busy marketplace where choices are abundant. So, in simple terms, business analytics is all about turning raw data into useful knowledge. It is the bridge between collecting information and taking smart actions. Imagine a ship captain sailing across the ocean. The data is like the wind, the waves, and the stars. Business analytics is the set of tools, the compass, the map, and the telescope, that helps the captain navigate safely to their destination. Without these tools, the ship might get lost. In the same way, without analytics, a business can easily get lost in the competitive sea of the modern economy, unable to find its way to success. The idea of using information to make better decisions is not new. For centuries, merchants have kept records of what they sold to understand their business. However, the story of modern business analytics really began to take shape with the invention of computers. In the 1950s and 1960s, early computers could only handle very simple tasks. They were used to create basic reports that showed what had happened in the past. This was the very first step, helping managers see their sales numbers or inventory levels in an organized way for the first time, which was a big improvement over paper ledgers. The real change started to happen in the 1970s and 1980s with the development of databases and tools like spreadsheets. People like Edgar F. Codd, who created the relational database model, made it much easier to store and retrieve large amounts of data. This allowed businesses to ask more complex questions. Instead of just seeing total sales, they could now look at sales by region or by specific products. This was a huge leap forward because it allowed for a deeper level of analysis. Companies could begin to see not just what happened, but where and how it happened, giving them more control over their operations. The 1990s and 2000s brought the internet and even more powerful computers, which created an explosion of data. This era is often called the information age. With so much data available from websites, online sales, and customer interactions, new tools were needed to make sense of it all. This is when the term business intelligence became popular. Companies started building data warehouses, which are huge storage systems for all their information. This allowed them to analyze years of data at once to spot long-term trends and patterns that were previously invisible. Today, we are in an exciting new phase of business analytics, driven by technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have moved beyond just looking at the past. Now, analytics can help us predict what is likely to happen in the future. Modern tools can analyze massive data sets in real time, giving businesses instant insights. This allows companies to be proactive instead of reactive. For example, they can predict which customers might leave and offer them a special deal to stay. The journey from simple reports to predictive insights shows how technology has transformed our ability to learn from data. Business analytics can be broken down into three main types: each answering a different kind of question for a business. The first and most common type is descriptive analytics. This type answers the question, what has happened? It looks at historical data to give a clear picture of the past. Think of it as a summary report of your business's health. For example, a retail store might use descriptive analytics to see how many shoes it sold last month, which colors were the most popular, or which days of the week had the most customers. It provides valuable information that helps managers understand performance. The second type is predictive analytics, which takes things a step further. It answers the question, what is likely to happen in the future? This type uses statistical models and machine learning to find patterns in past data and then uses those patterns to make educated guesses about the future. For instance, the same retail store could use predictive analytics to forecast how many shoes it will likely sell next month. This helps the store make sure it has enough of the popular sizes and colors in stock so it does not run out and disappoint customers. It is about preparing for what is coming. The third and most advanced type is prescriptive analytics. This type answers the question, what should we do about it? It not only predicts what might happen, but also recommends the best course of action to take. It uses complex algorithms to look at different possible choices and suggests the one that will lead to the best outcome. For our retail store example, prescriptive analytics could help set the perfect price for the shoes. It might analyze competitor prices, demand, and inventory levels to suggest a price that will maximize profit without scaring away customers. These three types of analytics often work together to provide a complete view. A business usually starts with descriptive analytics to understand its current situation. Then it uses predictive analytics to see what might be coming. Finally, it uses prescriptive analytics to decide on the best strategy to move forward. For example, a company sees its sales went down last quarter, descriptive. It predicts sales will continue to fall, predictive. Then it receives a recommendation to start a specific marketing campaign to boost sales, prescriptive. This progression helps businesses navigate challenges and find opportunities effectively. The business analytics process is a structured journey that turns raw, messy data into valuable insights that can drive a company forward. It all begins with a clear goal. The first step is to define the business problem you want to solve. You cannot find the right answer if you do not ask the right question. For example, a company might want to understand why customers are not completing their purchases online. The goal is specific: reduce the number of abandoned shopping carts. Having a clear objective like this guides the entire process and ensures that the work is focused on what truly matters to the business. Once the goal is set, the next step is data collection. This involves gathering all the relevant information from various sources. For our online shopping cart problem, this could include website data, customer demographics, past purchase history, and even feedback from customer surveys. Sometimes the data is easy to find inside the company's own systems. Other times, it might need to be purchased or collected from external sources. It is important to gather enough of the right kind of data to be able to find a meaningful answer to the business question that was defined in the first step. After collecting the data, it needs to be prepared for analysis. This step, often called data cleaning or data wrangling, is one of the most important and time-consuming parts of the process. Raw data is often messy. It can have missing values, errors, or inconsistencies. For example, some entries for a customer's age might be blank, or a product name might be spelled in different ways. This data must be cleaned and organized to ensure that the analysis is accurate. If you analyze bad data, you will get bad results, so this step is crucial for building a solid foundation. Finally, with clean data ready, the analysis can begin. This is where analysts use statistical tools and software to look for patterns, trends, and relationships. They might build charts, graphs, and models to visualize the information and uncover insights. For the abandoned cart problem, they might discover that the shipping costs are too high or that the checkout process is too complicated. The final step is to communicate these findings to the decision makers in a clear and simple way. This enables the company to take action, like offering free shipping or simplifying the checkout page, to solve the problem and achieve success.